It says you are live. Here we are.
Right.
Wow.
Wait around. We can talk for a minute. Let people get here.
Oh, okay. Well,
I noticed that your subscribers is growing.
Yes, they are. And the video from the meeting, the Republican Party meeting, has just gone insane.
Yep.
That just shows you what.
That's what happens when Lynn shares it.
I know, right?
Yep.
I wish you could have seen when we walked in. My goodness, you would have thought that he was, evil. I don't know. It was just like
it is crazy how these people, just because we don't go for their agenda, that they think we're evil. Everybody I know is Christian patriots praying, but basically we're against their, I guess, money hiding agenda.
Yes, and this is what has just upset me so much. It's like we're all on the same team. We all want to save America. I don't understand why you think you're chastising one person who is trying to. I mean, Lynn Wood has worked so hard to uncover this fraud, from the 2020 election. And can I just tell you, I want to hear all about your trip to the border, though.
Okay.
I really do. And then I'm going to tell you about the Beaufort County border meeting. But you start and go first.
Well, I met a guy named Mike Miller in Tampa. And when he came and talked to me, and we went around, he came to dinner with us a couple times, and he was telling us about the crisis on the border. And he had an opportunity for me to come down there, and he's got a hunt lodge farm, I guess you call it. And basically, he was talking about how the businesses are ruined down there because of the immigrants coming in. And he has a hunt business, and basically the animals on this safari camp deal do not come out or run because there's so many immigrants walking through.
Good Lord.
And he was actually 40 miles from the border. And so you say, well, why are they there? Well, the train runs by his property. So what they're doing is they're getting in these cars and getting out. Another thing is, too, is that about 40 miles in from the border, or maybe a little more, there's a inspection station where your car goes to an X-ray, and it can tell you how many bodies are in the car.
Good gosh.
So, yeah, I got video of it. And basically they just ask you if you're an American citizen because they can tell how many people are in the car, and you just wave at them and keep on rolling. And but anyway, his property is less than a mile from that as a crow flies. Mm-hmm. So what these guys are doing is they're letting these immigrants off, and they are walking through his property to go around the inspection station to be picked up on the other side of the inspection station. And that's really why it has absolutely ruined his business. And I got to meet with the sheriff there. And
loved him.
Yep. He is basically they just don't know what they're going to do. This is a county. Let me give you an example.
No, nobody's helping them.
Do what now?
It looked like no one's there to help.
Well, he's only got 6 officers. He's only got 6 officers. And you need to check, make sure your connection's good. You're breaking up a little bit.
Okay, sorry.
But he's got 6 officers, and basically they're running 24/7. So he's in another county where they drop these immigrants off. See, here's the one thing you got to understand. The video that I got, me sitting on the river and these people coming and turning themselves into immigration, they are not criminals, and they have they know what they're doing when they come across the river, because basically they're going to turn themselves in, and within 2 days they're released with a plane ticket or a bus ticket to go anywhere they want to go. And but the people that are coming across the river that are not getting caught and are not going and turning themselves in are the ones we're worried about.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is, if you've seen a video of the kids sitting on the side of the road in the desert.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So what they're doing is they are making fake families across the river in Mexico, and these are not Mexican people. These are Venezuelan. All I've seen guys from Africa come across, everything, but they're making fake families, and they bring them across the border, and then what they're doing is they're leaving these kids here, and they're just leaving them on the side of the road and running basically into America. Now these are pretty much criminals because they had to put together a fake family. From what I gather is if you are a family unit, you've got a better chance of making it through than you are if you're a single person.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
All right. So let me tell you the story about this little girl. This little girl is she was at an immigration deal, and she asked the officer if she could go to the bathroom. Now the bathroom wasn't down the hall; it was a few, a good ways away down the hall. And she asked the officer, could she go use the bathroom? The officer said, yeah. And the officer was prepared to walk her down there. And she went herself. And when she got back, the officer asked her, how did you know where to go to the bathroom at? She said, well, I've been here 5 times before. So here's the problem with that is that little child was in American custody and got released 5 times before. She said, this is my 6th time here. She said, and this child has been over here. She was big enough to, maybe 6 to 8 years old. She was big enough to talk and walk and understand what's going on. And basically, she has been recycled over and over and over again. So you think about this. Somebody in Mexico is connected enough with the immigration here to get them kids back over the border and use them again, and back over the border and use them again. And that is the kids that I showed you in the video, just like them kids. But it's happened every day.
Heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I just, you just don't want to believe stuff like that is happening. I know it is.
Oh, and the picture I posted yesterday of the mutilated child on the front page of that local paper. You'll never see this on mainstream news. It was a local paper, and that was the guy that was in the video, the new director over the Border Patrol. And this guy got his job, was assigned to his job 1 hour before that meeting that I recorded. So basically, I believe the guy that was in there that Trump put in place over the Border Patrol was about to blow the whistle, and they changed him 1 hour before this town hall meeting that I recorded.
Yeah.
And I don't know who he is. I hadn't heard anything from him. But obviously he was going to do something that they was not happy with. And they told him, they give him the 3 R's: retire, resign, or be removed. So we didn't find out that until we was driving to the meeting. The sheriff told me that they just changed the guards, I guess you call it.
Yeah.
And the sheriff that I was with, Sheriff Brad Cole, he used to be in that position years ago. He's retired Border Patrol, so he knows exactly what's going on. And he's got 16 miles of border that he's trying to protect there with barbed wire and everything. And see, basically, you got to understand, all the border, every single last foot of it, except where the roads are, is owned by private, people. So they have to get permission from the landowner to patrol that.
Right.
You just can't go and patrol on their property. So there's one man in that county that owns all 16 miles of that property.
Good
and
Lord.
He's agreed to let them stop them at the river. But now comes the funding. So let me give you this county that I was at has 3,600 people total, right? So you got to think they don't have a budget. The most happening thing in town is the convenience store that has a Subway in it. And there's a couple of restaurants. It does have a Dollar General. But that's about it. The smallest little podunk town you can think of, this is one of them.
Right.
Anyway, the biggest problem that they have with the immigrants and what's going on, they got, if I ain't mistaken, they got, I can't remember how many miles it was. It was ridiculous. It takes you, like 45 minutes to get to each side of the county from the middle. So let's just say an immigrant, and they got one ambulance. And let's just say an immigrant coming across the border gets bit by a rattlesnake. So they've got to go out there and rescue this immigrant. Obviously, everybody has to go out and, ambulances got to come out and take care of them. So if this immigrant gets bit by a rattlesnake, the vials that are rattlesnake, anti-rattlesnake, whatever you call it, they are $1,200 to $1,800 a piece. They only last a certain amount of time. So if you get a snake bite, it's 2.5 hours to the hospital in San Antonio. So you may go through 6 or 8 of these, 10 of them, whatever the case may be, that you have to do, that you have to give them antidote, because the antidote just holds you.
That's a lot of money.
Yep. All right. So let's just say that that an immigrant coming to America gets a snake bite. That county has got to pay for that. And then he said every call runs around $2,800. So you're looking at $12,000 to $15,000, and there is nowhere to send the bill.
Yeah.
There's nobody to pay the bill. Obviously, they don't have that much money because they've only got.
We paid the bill.
Yeah, exactly. But you're talking about a county now. We're not talking about federal. We're talking about a county. There's nobody there to pay the bills. Basically, you're looking at 3,600 people. And this is on a daily basis. Now, what's bad about this deal with this ambulance is let's just say somebody has an accident, a legitimate accident in in town. And if they're out here dealing with this this immigration problem, somebody could have a legitimate accident and need to go to the hospital, and they're out there dealing with this, what they're obviously not going to get paid for. Nobody has insurance. There's nobody to send the bill to. So there's a lot of problems there.
They don't need insurance.
No, they don't, But it all comes back on the county, basically.
Right.
They need a lot of help. The one thing I did find out when I was there is, Governor Abbott has $1 billion that he's holding to go towards helping with the border. And it's supposed to be released anytime now. Well, I was with the sheriff when he got the call, and they told him that he could buy equipment, but he couldn't hire anybody else. So that's like buying a bus and not having a driver. That's how stupid this is. And basically, I feel like that money is going to go to line Rhino's pockets. It's just going to look like an effort, but it's not going to work. And there's a lot of things that I found out about Abbott out there. If you go, there's a website, it's something transparency. I'd have to find it. I can't look at it right now. It's on my phone, but
yeah,
it tells you who donated to your campaigns. And for the last 2 terms, George Soros has donated to Abbott's campaign, the governor of Texas. Yep.
Gee.
It's something to think about. I mean, I really didn't pay this much attention before.
I have not.
On what I call a rhino. Matter of fact, I'm going to a meeting tonight called Rhino Hunt here in the upstate. It is incredible to me how all these people got on the coattails of Donald Trump to get elected and absolutely turned their back on him as soon as, this fraudulent election went on. But we're going to see how that all turns out.
Well, I think that's what we're also mad about here in Beaufort. You
Yep.
know, I guess we've just all been fat, dumb, and happy, and not paying any attention. And just all of our eyes are open now, and I'm just shocked. I mean, I'm just shocked when I went to my Beaufort County meeting, executive committee meeting on Thursday. Lynn was there, of course. He's a Beaufort County Republican. And
Yep.
when the speaker, Shane Massey, answered Lynn's question and said, Donald Trump lost the election fair and square, the electoral college was certified. And I mean, I was like, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, how did this happen?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, it's I got some up here I'm dealing with in the upstate, and I absolutely think they're that stupid. That I was told a long time ago that politicians are the stupidest people they are, simply because you elect them to tell them what, and they are getting elected, or they're getting funded by whoever tells them to make a move, and basically telling them how to vote. They could care less about what you think.
Yes.
And the exact same thing is going on here in the upstate. There's a guy here named Josh Kimbrell, and he's here hosting events with Mike Pence. And I asked him, I called him out on it. He blocked me, obviously, but I called him out and asked him. I said, "Do you forget? Do you think that we forgot what Mike Pence done? Oh, he's not around." I said, whatever, man. But I seriously believe he's that stupid. I seriously believe that he believes that Mike Pence done nothing wrong. And it blows my mind that, and I helped him get elected. I mean, I should have known when I was the only one out there holding a sign up beside him and his family, as employees. But
I mean, I don't know. I just, we all just supposed to blindly, because, our local GOP says, oh, nobody did any investigating. I don't know. I'm so frustrated. A lot of people have reached out to me, and, we're not going to let these rhinos do this to us anymore. We let them I guess we had our head in the sand, and we let them rule, is I guess a good way to put it. And we're not going to, we're not going to do it anymore. I mean, this meeting was, I just wanted to tell you about this real quick. It was so funny. It wasn't funny. It was sad in a funny way, I guess. When Shane Massey, gave his spiel that went on and on and on and on. And so he said, are there any questions? So a couple of hands went up. Well, they want to ask everybody the question, except for Lynn Wood. And finally, he had to let Lynn ask the question. And great question, do you support a forensic audit here in South Carolina so that we can, move forward? We can't, every state should have a forensic audit. And he said, no, probably not. Well, and he says, let me ask you this. Is Donald Trump president? No. Oh, no, he lost. And I thought, oh my gosh. And then I thought that was good enough. And then this man starts screaming. Wait, I don't know if you saw my video.
Yeah, I did.
Screaming like a girl or a animal or something. And I thought, of course, when Lynn Wood's in the building, it's never a dull moment. But
oh yeah,
I thought
the demons run.
They're accusing Lynn Wood of being of being the bad person. And here's this guy, the behavior of these people is just wrong. And so after that video went out, all these people are contacting me like, what do we do? How do we get involved? How do we, we want to change. We want change is what we can do better. The Republican Party can do better.
Yep. Let me touch on that a minute. I've heard a few people say that Lynn Wood is a plant for the Democrats.
Yep, me too.
Okay. I don't mind telling you, he vetted me before I went in there, and I got a history. And I'm going to explain something to you. If he was a plant for the Democrats, he would have had absolutely nothing to do with me at all. Period. For one thing, I'm known for telling the truth. I don't care if it hurts your feelings or not. And
yeah, I know.
And for them to say that, now I'm sure you know that I spent a whole weekend down there with him at his house.
Yeah.
We go to all these events together, and I know the man. I mean, he is, when he puts it out, he he has no filter. And what I mean by that is he says what's on his mind.
I know.
And he don't really care if it hurts your feelings or not, just like me, you know. And it's to the point.
It hurts sometimes, though. The truth hurts.
Yeah, you're right. I always say, when I tell somebody the truth, they get mad at me. I said, well, don't get mad at me, get mad at the truth. You've never shot the mailman for bringing your power bill, so why are you shooting me? And, you know, that's the way I look at it is. And it may be my opinion of the truth, but I will debate with anybody that wants to debate with me, you know, on what I believe is the truth. And basically my truth is based on the Bible. So, yeah. And if you don't believe the Bible right now with Revelations and the prophecy that's going on here, to me, you're absolutely stupid. You know, it's wrote there plain in black and white. And we're living in them days right now. So, and I hate to call people stupid, but stupid is as stupid does, you know.
You can't fix stupid.
That's right.
I also think, it's crazy times right now, but what I do think is cool is that, I mean, I am paying more attention to God than I ever have before. And I think that's been lacking, you know, and if anything good comes out of this mess that we're in right now, you know, that's at least one good thing, I think, anyway.
Well, that's called the Great Awakening, and that's what we're going through. It's the whole deal of bringing people back to God. And I studied, well, let's just say I was educated on the God deal before this whole election thing went on. I promoted and done racing events. I used to be in the bar business. And
gosh, Mike too. Mike did that too.
Yep.
You guys have so much in common.
And when you get your eyes open to this child trafficking and the election fraud and all these things that are going on, I could care less. I could have cared less about going to a drag race, you know. And I've sold a bunch of my cars. I bought stuff to travel with. I got an RV now. I got a van that we can travel in. And I'm going to these events. And I'm going to tell you, these events has opened my eyes. The very first one was Clay Clark that I went to. And it's not really about the speakers on the stage, which you get to listen to them, but it's the people that you meet and you find out. And exactly what you're doing now is you got truth tellers now looking for you, seeing how they know you're going to tell the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the best thing about these events is the network marketing, networking.
Well,
everybody.
We're coming to yours on July 10th, so I'm
Yep.
excited. Tell me about it. We just got our room and everything. Can't wait to see you again.
We're gonna have it from. I got some real good speakers. I've got Brad Barton. I
can't wait to meet him. You're going to introduce me, right?
Yep, Pastor Greg Locke, Professor Toto, which is a constitutional guru, and we've got a young lady named Eliana Brooks. She was trafficked.
She was at Rock the Red, right?
Yep. She was trafficked for half her life, basically.
Yep.
Presley's going to be there. Me.
Oh, yeah.
And John Dilemma is also going to be there. We're going to have the food catered in. We're going to have pastries and coffee for breakfast when you come in. And then we're going to have a few people speaking, and then we'll take a break for lunch. And we're going to do our little socializing at lunchtime because Pastor Locke's got to leave around 2:00 because he's got other obligations.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a couple more speakers, and then Lynn will close us out at the end of the day.
I can't wait. Cannot wait.
It's going to be pretty good. I've had some people contact my wife. You know, she's the one in charge of the tickets and stuff. And I hate to bring this up, but for some reason, people think we should do this stuff for free. and I believe that I'm being totally honest with you. I think these meetings should be in a church, and the church should do it for free. But they're not allowing people in church. They're not allowing. I've been turned down with a bunch of venues. It was crazy how hard it was to find this venue.
What was their excuse? What was
no politics. And oh yeah, I got Candace Taylor going to be there too.
Oh,
She's the only one.
We connected. I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
Yep.
I can't wait.
She's going to be there also. And she's the only one running for office that's on the whole speaking panel. So I don't consider it a political event.
Right.
But then some of them said no religious events. It's crazy. And then listen to this now. We get the insurance on the venue, and we have to send a list of speakers in. So I only sent in Greg Locke, Brad Barton, and Professor Toto. You know, they turned us down, and then I had to go get another insurance company to do it. There's a lot of things going on, but you got to think about, we're feeding everybody. We've got motel rooms we have to pay for. We have to pay for the venue, the advertisement. All these things add up. And I've got people that want to complain about paying the money. And here's what I want to tell you that complain.
Can't imagine.
If it ain't that you can't afford it, it's that you don't care enough to afford it. You could easily, if you cared enough, here's what you got to understand. Everybody on that speaking panel has been kicked off the internet, has been censored. So if you want to find out the truth, the uncensored truth, you'll come up with $125.
Yeah.
You'll go pawn something, sell it, work an extra day at work, whatever the case may be. But basically, if you don't feel the importance to come, you ain't doing us no good anyway. And I was opened up to this, and I kind of felt the same way. So I don't want to criticize nobody, but the deal is this is, if you don't feel like this is that important, you're not going to help us out anyway.
No, and freedom isn't free, Tim.
That's exactly right. And I wish these events could go on free.
Yeah.
You know,
and maybe someday they will, but right now we're all grassroots. I mean, I salute you so much for what you're doing. I mean, we're just all grassroots trying to do what we can.
Yep. And there's a lot of bills like the stage, you got to rent every single table. You got to rent the audio, the video.
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, it's a huge expense, and I'm paying for that out of my pocket, period, and just hoping I get my money back out of it. And then when you do all this work, and then you have people complaining, oh, I can't afford it, I don't guess I'll be going. Well, I don't really care if you come or not, to be honest with you, because if you're going to complain about $125 ticket to be able to sit here and learn about the truth and what's going on in your local county and in the United States, it really don't bother me a bit for you not to come, simply because you ain't gonna get out there and go to a rally anyway. You ain't gonna make a move in your county. So that's just my 2 cents.
Some people are doers like us.
Yeah.
And I appreciate all you do. You know that. But, some people just want to be armchair quarterbacks, and that's not going to get us anywhere. I mean, we're in the fight for our life right now is the way I feel about it. And
that's right.
I'm trying to do, I can't do big stuff like you, but I'm, these girls and other people are reaching out to me. I'm going to start a Facebook group and maybe try to teach people how to get more involved. And there is a great group called, I know you're doing the same up in Spartanburg, and but it's called Engage the Right. And on their website, they have a handbook that you can print out for free, and it gives you a ton of ideas on how to organize and how to get groups together and how we can take this country back. I mean, it's a great tool.
Is that are they out of Spartanburg?
No, they're here. They're down here.
Okay.
And yeah. So, but I just wanted to put, and you need to do this. And if I can figure out how, of course, it'll take me days, but they have a petition going. They want 10,000 signatures to have a forensic audit here in South Carolina, which so many people want. I mean,
yep.
And
so does it have to be signatures? Does it have to be signatures for, does it have to be South Carolina signatures?
Well, I can't answer that. I guess they would take anybody, but South Carolina, I would think would be.
All right. Does it have to be a live signature, or are they a way to sign on a pad off the internet?
You sign on the pad. It's an online deal. Engage
really?
The Right. And
I need to get them on the show. And we can have that we could have. I feel like we could have 100,000 pretty quick. Or did you say 10,000?
Yeah, I mean, this is a great group, and they talk about doers. I mean, they are doers for sure.
Yep. They're in Beaufort.
Well, Bluffton, but I mean, they're, I mean, just a great group of patriots. So.
Yep. So what's your next plans? What are you doing in Beaufort?
Well, again, I'm going to start a Facebook group. I've got a group of people that are contacting me to try to get rid of these rhinos, I guess is the top. I mean, I had no idea 2 months ago that this would be my focus, but after that Shane Massey debacle, you know, Trump lost and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, I got to do something. And people are, I don't know, I guess they saw my video or something, or they're reaching out. And so I'm going to, you know, get a bunch of people together. I think we have to show them that we're not going to be silent anymore. And there's a whole group of us that are not going to let these rhinos rule us anymore. That sounded good, right? That rhyme, rhinos rule us. T-shirt maybe.
That's right. Rhinos don't rule us.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad you know, we're safe and sound on your trip. I was worried about you, but I appreciate you talking to me.
My wife was worried too. She got life insurance on before I left.
Well, she's a smart girl.
Yeah. Or more.
Nothing personal. It's only business. Only business.
Yep. I wasn't really worried about it. Here's the way I look at it is if the Lord wants me to leave here today, I'm going to leave, you know.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not scared of, you know, of people talking, you know. I got a background. That
you taught me a lot because, you know, I don't pay, you know, I know there's a crisis at the border. I know it's awful. And I'll tell you, I had a girl tell me actually at the meeting that she's got school age kids and she's, you know, trying to get involved in school choice and all that. I mean, our kids are grown and so I just don't pay that much attention to it. But she said, you know, why there's such an issue with school choice here in South Carolina has to do with the illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
I thought about that.
Do you know that they have, it's been a few years ago now, and we enrolled my nephew, which I had to get custody of, long story, but this was 7 years ago. Do you know that they have a deal where you can register a child as a homeless citizen and you don't even have to have an ID form or anything? Now, this was 7 years ago, but I see where that is a problem. I tell you who you really need to get on your show is the Mama Bears.
Oh, I saw
Mama
that.
Bear.
You guys were with them in Tampa, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is get in touch with them. They have all the paperwork and everything that they know, all the laws. They've done the research on the school stuff.
Are they from Florida?
No, they're from Iowa.
Oh, Iowa.
But
wow.
the law, but they can look up the law. They tell you exactly, basically they can just guide you along. If this young lady you're talking about wants to get involved and start making moves. But they actually had laws changed in Iowa about the mask.
Wow, that's huge. Yeah, they were impressive girls. I watched them a couple of times while you were there.
Yep. Yeah, they know what they're doing. General Flynn's backing them pretty good.
Is he?
And it's going to take people like that. General Flynn, you was at the honky tonk, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was.
You remember what he said about the deal with the women?
Yeah.
And the women are going to have to make a move now. And I'm going to tell you something. My camera guy mentioned this to me when I went with Presley to Greenville, South Carolina when Kamala was coming there.
Oh, yeah.
And I was trying to go live, but they jammed my phone. They got a way to jam your phone if they come around. But anyway, he noticed that it was women and children. It was in the middle of the day and on a weekday. But he noticed, I didn't even notice this, that it was all women and children out there protesting. There was a few men, but most men's out here working, you know, got a job.
Mm-hmm.
And there was more people there that protested than there was that showed up. And
that's the way it was
you didn't
through
see
the whole
nothing.
campaign. That's the way it was through the whole campaign.
Yep. So the deal with the women they're going to have to make a move, and
we are making moves, mister.
Yep.
We are making moves.
Yep.
For
well,
sure.
it's working,
Yeah.
getting the word out there.
I just can't sit by anymore. I just can't believe what's happening, and I can't sit by anymore. And I sure appreciate all your help and all you're doing. And I cannot wait to see you on July 10th.
All righty.
How'd I do you think? My first.
You're doing good. Listen, it is, if you're interested in coming, it's libertyevents.org. libertyevents.org. You can put it in the comments or whatever, but
do you think I can? I don't know. You'll have to. If I don't, it's not because I don't want to. It's because I can't.
You green as a cucumber.
Yes, I am. But aren't you glad that you?
Yeah,
have
you tried.
You can mold.
You were scared to hurt somebody's feelings when I met you.
I know.
You ain't scared no more.
Those days are gone.
All right. All right then. Well, I'll see you here on the 10th, and
well, I hope we talked before, but if not, we're there. We can't wait.
Yeah, we're going to I think Lynn's going to Branson, Missouri. I don't think I'm gonna go on that trip, but I'm gonna meet them in I'm gonna meet Candace Taylor, Brad at Pastor Locke's church on July the 4th.
Oh wow. That'll be
so that is this Sunday. I don't know if Lynn's gonna make it or not. I hadn't heard yet. But that's what we got going on. And then we got our deal on July the 10th in Spartanburg. It's a Spartanburg Memorial Auditorium.
Yep, can't wait. We'll be there, and I'm telling everybody that'll listen.
All righty.
Gonna be good.
And that lady that you was talking about want to do the deal with the schools, get her in touch with the mama bears.
I will for sure. Thanks.
Just because we don't have kids in school don't mean that they don't need help.
I know. It's we all have to help each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On everything. We got to stick together. Okay, thank you.
All right, talk to you later.
Okay, bye. Oh, now I don't know how to oh, I see end. Okay. Bye guys.